Welcome to another edition of 10 Count. I'm Steve Kim, joined by Michael Montero of Montero on Boxing and Doug Fisher, editor-in-chief of Ring TV. Gentlemen, this Saturday night on Showtime from Alabama. Yes, sweet home Alabama. We have a heavyweight title fight, WBC heavyweight titleist. Deontay Wilder at 33-0 takes on Eric Molina. The co-feature for the vacant IBF 130-pound title, Jose Pedraza takes on Andre Klimov. All right, guys. Every champion gets like that first soft title defense. You get one on the house, right? You make it at home. But Eric Molina, now let's just say this. If you're going to face a faded Mexican heavyweight, the first thing we all thought was Chris Arreola,
right?
Okay.
This guy out in the round.
This guy got drilled by Arreola in one round.
That's the one name on Molina's resume. That's right, that fight with Chris Arreola. But his claim to fame, he did rock Chris before he got knocked out himself. He did.
Mike, this would make, I think to steal a phrase from Larry Merchant, if Molina should beat Wilder, this would make Tyson Douglas look like a Cinderella story.
Absolutely. If you do the math on this, Eric Molina went a round with Chris Arreola, who got beat twice by Bermane Stiverne, who Deontay Wilder just whitewashed. So you do the math on this, it's like, how is this happening? If there was ever a showcase fight, this is it.
Deontay Wilder, how real is he? I thought I'll be honest, when I first saw him, I thought he was a project. I thought he was Michael Grant Light, tall, lanky guy. I saw him get drilled by Harold Scaniers, where he actually toppled in pieces. But you know what? He did something. He actually showed some staying power against Bermane Stiverne. Does that mean anything?
It means something in this age of heavyweights. There are a lot of young, athletic American heavyweights coming up, prospects that we can watch, guys like Gerald Washington, Dominic Breazeale, right? These old football players coming up. And the question with all of them is what happens when they step up. Now, I wouldn't call Bermane Stiverne an A-level heavyweight. There aren't many A-level heavyweights out there anymore, but he's a solid, experienced heavyweight. And for Wilder to go basically score a shutout against him, that's pretty impressive at this stage for him.
Do you still have questions about his chin? Because I'll say this,
I do.
He actually caught pretty well against Stiverne, though.
He did. Stiverne laid an egg. Stiverne, that wasn't the best version of Stiverne, but you got to give credit to Deontay Wilder, a guy who never fought past 4 rounds. He fought 12 rounds in a disciplined and effective manner. I think his coaching staff has done a great job, and it was great seeing Mark Breland between rounds in the Stiverne fight, reminding him to box tall, to use his jab and everything off the jab. And Wilder listened. I mean, I don't know if he's like an elite heavyweight, but he's definitely a world-class athlete. The dude has got excellent hand-eye coordination. He's pretty coordinated in there for a dude his height. And I love his speed. His speed is just as dangerous as his punching power. And if he's boxing disciplined and if he's gained confidence, and I don't see how he wouldn't gain confidence going 12 rounds for the first time, because he proves to himself that he's not a front runner, and he proves to himself that he won't crumble again the way he did against that journeyman so many years ago when he's nailed, because Stiverne can crack, and Stiverne nailed him. So I mean, he's real. I mean, in this era of heavyweights, he's a legit top 3 heavyweight. I put him obviously behind the champ, Vladimir Klitschko, and I put him behind his WBC #1 contender from Russia, Alexander Povetkin. But then he's right there underneath those two.
Really?
Yeah, and maybe you could argue maybe Tyson Fury has got a little more accomplished, but he's right up there with Tyson Fury, who I like, by the way.
To paraphrase Rick Pitino, Jimmy Ellis, Jerry Quarry, Mike Weaver, Ron, they ain't walking through that door. This is a very shallow pool of heavyweights. Looking at Deontay Wilder, I saw the All Access on Showtime last week. I'll say this. I think he has a personality.
Definitely.
And being an American heavyweight champion that speaks English, that can draw fans, and that has a certain charisma to him, I think by far, and if you look at how does the PBC and Al Heyman make waves, how do they really make an impression? I'll say it right now. I think by far, Michael, I think Deontay Wilder is the PBC's key figure. I think he's their #1 franchise.
I think if you took the mainstream sports media here in America and you asked them to draw up a prototypical heavyweight champion, Deontay Wilder, every check mark, he's it, right? He's the guy. I think Al Heyman could do a better job promoting him. I'd like to see Deontay Wilder on one of the late shows, somewhere, some kind of promotion. I haven't seen him on anything. I was said for years he should have been on Floyd Mayweather undercards. Wasn't on one undercard.
You know what I found interesting about the way the PBC is structuring their shows and their schedule? Now, I saw in their first couple of shows on CBS and NBC, those ad nauseum PBC ads with the fighters. And Deontay Wilder kept saying, I'm on the PBC. So all of a sudden you're saying one Deontay Wilder ad after another, one of those promos, then he ends up on Showtime.
Right, you expected to see him on CBS or NBC, which would be, which makes sense, right?
It wasn't the big
deal. Get him in as many households as possible.
There has not been a heavyweight title fight of any caliber on prime time since Carl the Truth Williams nearly upset Larry Holmes in 1985.
That's right.
All right. So I thought for sure, based on the fact that we saw Deontay Wilder on these promos, we'd see him on NBC and we see him on Showtime. By the way, Showtime's schedule this year, it is rancid. I mean, just think about this.
They're
Wilder,
getting destroyed.
We got Wilder, Molina, and you have two Chavez fights sandwiching that. If it wasn't for Ray Donovan, would the average fan need to subscribe to Showtime?
Absolutely not. And look, just a few years ago, I thought Showtime boxing was kicking HBO boxing's butt.
They were.
But now it's a completely different game. And HBO invested in guys like Golovkin, Kovalev, Terrence Crawford, guys who could sell out different areas, different regions of the country. And they're winning big, important fights now. HBO boxing looks great. For Showtime boxing, what do you do? Where do you go from here?
Yeah. I'm not sure what they do, but I do think I find it ironic that Al Heyman is doing time buy. So he's literally buying his way onto airspace for his boxing, and the one network that is still paying a license fee, literally, guys, is getting the worst set of fights. Q Alanis Morissette, that is ironic. Well, that's it for this 10 count. This is Steve Kim on behalf of Michael Montero and Doug Fisher. Till the next round, goodbye, everybody.